Greetings and hails. How are you doing today?
Greetings. Doing good. Thank you.
Yes, welcome in a member of Angstskríg. Hopefully I said that correctly. I apologize in advance for my lack of fluency in Norse, Austrian, or Danish.
It's quite fine. No worries at all. It's quite hard to speak Danish.
Indeed. I have a hard enough time with American English. Congratulations on this incredible new album, Sigisbell. It's very complex and lots to unpack. I have followed the band for some time, so I was really thrilled to get to talk to you. This is it's quite an achievement of a record. It's hard to do new things in the world of black metal and underground extreme metal. I feel like you guys have really, there are a lot of bands that are great at, translating the old school style and bringing something to it. But I feel like just to start this interview with this angle, if you will, I feel like you guys have really, kind of taken things up a notch in your own way.
Thank you very much. That was kind of the goal. But yeah, thank you so much. It means a lot. But it's true. We've tried to stay true to the history of metal and black metal, and then trying to combine all the different Nordic styles of metal into our own unique cake, so to speak. It's somewhat of a melting pot, but it's a black metal melting pot. Black metal is always at the core in our music. However, we really enjoy all the different metal scenes in the Nordic countries. So we pay homage to those scenes, definitely.
Indeed, and I love the compositions. We'll just start musically for things, and again, on repeated listens to this record, there are many, very many layers to unpack. Especially, I'm pretty fond of the guitar work. It just hits all the right spots for me. I think, it's safe to say the band is very influenced by, again, classic second wave black metal, like a lot of bands, but also something very modern and new that I think is interesting is a lot of texture that I think you don't get in a lot of, just in general in this genre or related genres. You just get a lot of textures with the music, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's something that we always had in mind, that we wanted to, all the way through every song, we wanted to have these small surprises, several guitar layers, small fun bridges, surprising compositions and stuff like that. We played around with it a lot, and fun is at the core of this as well. So we wanted to have fun with making this song and playing these songs through. It has to be not just a journey for the listener, but also a journey for us as composers. So
indeed, indeed, I think that comes through. I know you don't often get to hear fun when talking about black metal, which is a shame because I think it's a very fun genre. You can balance your old ways and your nihilism with modernist, views and not have it spoil anything or ruin anything. I had a fun interview about a year ago with Tom G. Warrior, not that he's black metal, but we were talking about Triptychon. And I said it was the middle of the pandemic. And I was like, oh man, I'm so sad for all these lives lost. And he was like, that's life. He's like, don't expect it to get better. I was like, right. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget. Sometimes my heart gets too big, too many sizes too big. But
that's not a bad thing at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think there's a way to be kind of a human feeling person and still be connected to these, these very lyrical ideas in black metal, emotionally, right? Not just lyrics, but actual emotions. And
sure.
I love the way you guys, just whatever it is you guys are conveying musically, the videos, your, aesthetics, being anonymous. it's not tongue in cheek. It is very serious, but also like its personality. And you know, black metal has had a lot of characters in its history, and there's no
Definitely.
shame in you know personifying what you know, letting the music really take the fore, and not you know just personifying kind of blankness or you know this is a choice, right? The
Exactly.
sort of the anonymity is a choice, the mass are a choice. The video shot at a distance that looked like a drone or
Yeah.
telescopic lens is a choice.
Mhm.
And I think it's a good choice. It does let the scenery take place in the videos. It does let the music kind of dominate instead of like, this is what I imagine the band looks like, or this is what I imagine they are like live. Or, you know, I think there's too much of that today, actually, as much as I love technology and I appreciate having the ability to talk to you from across the world.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people see what they see on YouTube or social media and they lose the plot of the band. And I like that, you know, everything you guys do has that spirit.
Yeah, for sure. And it all comes for us. It all comes from the music. The way we look is an embodiment of the music. It's how we imagine the music looks like. If the music could tell us exactly how to look, but this is how we think that the music would manifest itself physically. So yes, also with the sceneries in the videos is also to show, and also our we try to show in our promo pictures and stuff that we are part of a greater whole. That we're not. It's not. It's not just about us. It's about all of reality, so to speak. You know, we are just a part, minor parts in a very big, very large picture.
I love that actually, and I think that's something that we've not seen for a while. In a strange way, this year is becoming quite a banner year for underground metal and black metal. There's a new Portal album out at the same time as yours.
Yes.
I don't know if you're fans of Serena Cherry from Svalbard's black metal project Noctool is really amazing. Totally different vibe. You know, three different kinds of bands, three different kinds of vibes, three different kinds of you know ethos. You will, if you will, to appreciate, but all black metal. So that's I think the diversity of black metal is something that continues to evolve, and I wanted to kind of get your take on that too.
A band like Alcest and a band like is also called black metal, and we can be called black metal. But black metal is such it's such a it's such a beautiful again melting pot of everything dark and black, and it could be so many things. Of course, we already got reviews giving us like 1 out of 6 saying that we're not true cult, and that's just, in our opinion, perfect, because it means that we're doing something right. You know, we're pushing the boundaries of of black metal, and we, again we listen to all kinds of metal and all kinds of black metal, and yes, there are so many atmospheres, so many vibes you can draw out of just this one label called black metal. So yeah, we just love that. We just love that.
Right on. There's first of all, it's good to embrace your critics, and you know, people are, you know, critics are, you know, for what they're good for. I'm one of them. I know I can't afford to be elitist. I have to be a generalist and try to listen to everything, but that's me, and everybody else is different. And I think
Sure.
gatekeeping and elitism, I know that it has been baked into black metal culturally, not into the music, certainly not. Nobody wrote it down and said, this is how you have to be. But I think just historically, that's been maybe the drawback of black metal. Now, like, again, black metal is not for everybody, and it's not meant to be for everybody. It's going to put some people off. It's meant to put some people off. But I think the gatekeeping is not necessary at all in this day and age.
No, maybe not, but it's still quite fun to run into people who are really trying to gatekeep for their dear lives. It's it's interesting. It's kind of fascinating to us. So yeah, people can do the gatekeeping, they have our blessing. But yeah, things is always evolving. So, and black metal is too. So that's just the way reality and the world works. You know, things change.
Right, and everybody's an expert now. Everybody with the computer, barrier of the computer. Nobody has to say anything to your face or show their disapproval in person at a show. They can be keyboard warriors.
Exactly.
Anyway, in addition to this awesome music, you guys have the complete fortune of working with some amazing artists. How did you go about collaborating? And I'm curious to know if you wrote the songs first and then chose collaborators, or if there was sort of an interplay of writing together.
It was a process. Our album was written in like 2 months, in August and September in 2019. It was like an explosion of creativity. So we were as surprised as anybody that we stood there with 6 pretty good songs. We wanted to record them, and we composed songs with a lot of room for solos. But even if our lives depended on it, we couldn't play a solo. So we called up some friends in the business who took the songs and made them their own, took them to another level. They understood the vibe, and they just did amazing work for us. It was, yeah. So it was just like a call away, and they all said, yeah, send the song and we'll have a look at it. And they all came back with amazing results. And yeah, we owe them huge gratitude for their amazing contributions. So this record wouldn't have been the same without these guys.
Right, and I think it says a lot about you guys, that the quality of the people contributing, and it's sort of a mutual admiration society. They're on your record, they respect you. You have them on your record, you respect them. It's nice to see. There was a period of time in the music business where you couldn't have people do this kind of very broad participation on a lot of records. So I know Bjorn is on everything. Like, he's insane. I don't know when he sleeps or eats, because he seems to always be making music, which is great.
Yeah, that's for sure. Great guy.
Was it difficult for you to sit on this music for so long? I don't know if obviously the gap year, if you will, the pandemic year affected that, but was it hard to sit on this music once the record was completed for this long?
For sure. We were contemplating different ways to put this out, but we were lucky that we had patience. So Despotz Records turned up all of a sudden, and they handed us a great deal, and we jumped on it. But the pandemic didn't really. It helped the patience, of course. We were not in a hurry to put out a record in like smack right in the middle of a pandemic. We've seen great records like being released in March 2020, and then poof, they were just gone. They didn't get any traction at all. So we were not in a hurry to get it out. We wanted to in due time get it out right, and have a chance sometime in autumn and maybe next year have a chance to promote this live as well. So yeah, the pandemic gave us even more patience and gave us time to do it right.
Right, that seems to be the prevailing thought from a lot of groups, and things do seem to be reopening slowly worldwide. I'm encouraged. Not let my optimism run away, but I'm encouraged. I'm hopefully optimistic that shows and festivals are going to keep happening. And certainly for you, I imagine it's possible to do eventually small club gigs and perhaps festivals. I know there's a lot of, hopefully next summer we'll get back on more traditional, ritualistic outdoor festivals like Midgardsblad and things like that. That might be a fit for you.
That would be amazing, but everything has been postponed, so we're not putting all our money on a great festival year next year. It seems like a lot of things have been postponed, first from 2020 to 2021, and now from 2021 to 2022. So, but hopefully they have a spot open, and we will be ready to jump on it for sure.
True. I know there's going to be a glut of activity from people who have been waiting around and rebooking things that were meant to happen. But I think on the plus side, we're getting this wave of music, which is fabulous. And we all need something to do after not a lot of activity. I feel like even just going to the pub and the bar is going to be like, oh, I get to see my friends again. This is going to be an event, a little bit of an event.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Solitude is wonderful. The forest is wonderful, but we also need beers and jukeboxes and bartenders. So in the meantime, now that this record is here, have you been making any more new music in the meantime? What else have you been working on creatively, if you feel like talking about it?
We do. It's we've actually not been slacking at all. We have sketches ready for at least 3/4 of a new album ready. So we're just waiting until I think we begin next month, starting rehearsing the record and then starting creating new songs. So hopefully we can have a new album ready maybe early next year already. But again, we have to see what happens. Maybe this pandemic drags out, and it has to come out right. But we are being creative. We're not slacking at all, no.
Right on. I know it would be difficult to do with all the guest performances. I do feel like this record works so well as a whole. I would love to see this performed live in one shot as a whole piece. I don't know if that's possible, or if you've discussed it or thought about it at all.
We are contemplating different scenarios, and we're working on it. And after the summer, we will start doing production to see how we can give people a live experience with the new record. It's going to be different, that's for sure, but it's going to happen.
Right on. I mentioned a couple of artists earlier. Has there been any music just that generally you've been listening to for enjoyment lately, beside your own?
Yes, a lot of artists actually. We enjoyed the new Tribulation album. It's dark stadium rock. It's fantastic. For some reason, Northern Chaos Guards by Mortal keeps turning up on our playlist. Also been listening a lot to Okultokrati from Norway. Djævel just released a new album. Kanonenfieber from Germany just released a black and roll album. Yeah, a lot of different, but dark stuff right now. I think but now the light is coming. It's slowly becoming summer, so maybe we should find some lighter stuff. However, for now, it's new underground metal releases predominantly.
Nice, something a little more cheerful. I think we also have the Satyricon reissues are out of their first 2 records, so that's awesome. And maybe that qualifies as a little lighter listening somehow. Before they did their black and roll stuff, which I love, by the way. But it's funny. It's funny that the dark times lead to more dark music, but I think we all get that release from it. I think that's what extreme music does in general, is we feel those things and then we let them go and go on to whatever else. It's how we process and live our lives. We don't have to
exactly.
We're not all grim and scowling all the time. Most people I meet in these genres are very happy, good, stable, happy, comfortable people, and this is their outlet to let that other stuff out.
Exactly. It's a way to let out. It's a positive way to let out negative energy, so to speak.
Indeed, we need it. And like I said, I'm hopeful and positive that things are going to start coming back. Anything else just going on in general? Again, without prying too deeply, any art or movies or books you've read lately you'd like to share, or just anything else you're doing as a hobby to pass the time?
Yes, always reading different stuff. The French thinker or philosopher or anthropologist or whatever his label is, Bruno Latour, he put out a book called Down to Earth a couple of years ago, and that book has been a huge inspiration to our record, and we still visit that book once in a while. Also, Thomas Piketty or Thomas Piketty, he put out a new book called Ideology and Capitalism, also a fascinating book. Movie-wise, I don't know, Dracula, the old one.
Nice, the classics. It was
Yeah.
just I'm sure this isn't on your radar. It was just World Dracula Day. I think those things, they're fun. They're just fun little things to pay attention to. And I know it was just World Dracula Day. So you can't go wrong with either Nosferatu or the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi. And even Bram Stoker's Dracula I like. So
yeah, for sure.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, it's a Lugosi one I've been watching.
Nice. Yeah, I love the Universal monster movies. I'm still a huge fan from childhood. They aged very well. They still hold up. And I think modern horror is more about less about suspense and, patience and pacing. And it's much more about like gotcha kills and shocking murders and stuff, which is fine. I like all that stuff. But, I think there's something, the lost art, just like I said, the lost art of making albums, the lost art of making movies, especially certain things.
Yeah.
But
that's an interesting point. Yeah, didn't think about it that way, but yeah, you're right.
So sometimes we need to bring back the old spirit for the modern time. That's my feeling.
For sure.
Once again, congratulations on Siggisville, Angstskríg. This has been excellent to chat with you. It's not easy to talk about some of these obtuse philosophies and theories and stuff, but I appreciate you kind of pulling the veil back a little and sharing the story of the group and your process with us and those cults.
Sure.
And I wish you the best of luck. Be safe, and I hope we get everything back and maybe no more new music next year. That would be amazing.
Thank you for having us. It was a pleasure. Very pleasant conversation. Thank you, man.